Blake Snyder is a famous writer who made $1.5 million selling screenplays. And if you're like me, you're probably going to know how he did that. Well, Blake Snyder wrote a very famous screenwriting book called Save the Cat that goes through all of his processes and how he pulls them off. Well, there's one section in Save the Cat that I kind of want to share with everybody, and it's how to organize a screenwriting corkboard. To start out, you'll need a corkboard, index cards, a pen, and thumbtacks. I got my index cards and stuff from CVS, and I got my corkboard off Amazon for like 60 bucks. Now, once your corkboard arrives in the mail, Blake Snyder says, now take 3 long strips of masking tape and make 4 equal rows. Or if you're feeling more daring, use a magic marker instead. I was feeling extremely daring. I'm either gonna go all in or not at all, so I used a Sharpie to make my rows, and yeah. It doesn't look the best, but that's okay because it's uniquely mine, and that's all that matters. Super interesting because each row represents a different act or phase of your film. Blake Snyder goes on to say, now, in my hot little hand, I also have crisp, clean, brand new pack of index cards. And now with the help of a fistful of Pintels and my box full of multicolored push pins, I'm ready to put up my very first card. On the top of your index card, you write the location of the scene, and right below that, a description about what happened. I just wrote interior John's apartment. The description is John makes a corkboard, because that's the exact scene you're watching right now. Now, the interesting part to these index cards is that you write a plus or minus to indicate the emotional change, and the greater than, less than sign to represent the conflict of the scene. Now, the hope would be that every single scene have an emotional change or a conflict, and if you can't come up with that, you throw the card out entirely. For example, I wrote, John is more confident in writing. And the conflict that I wrote down was, John can't find thumbtacks. And it's true, I went to CVS, they were completely sold out of thumbtacks, and I thought this one section of the store that had this sign up that said artificial nails might be like thumbtacks, because thumbtacks are like nails, but they're like weaker. So I was like, oh, that must be where they are. But no, artificial nails meaning like acrylic nails. So that is the conflict of this particular scene. So instead, I just use tape. Then, as you create these index cards, you can put them up on your board in the beginning, middle, end of your movie. You can switch them all around. You can try things so that you can learn the structure of your movie and hopefully have an easier time writing it. Blake Snyder says, at the end of the day, you want to have 10 cards on each row. That's 40 cards total. No more and no less. And if you have a section that has a bunch of big holes in it, then you can create cards for those holes and try to figure out how to make your story work. The idea here is that you get your structure out ahead of time so that you could finish that screenplay instead of write and then wait for the next part to fill itself in, and then write and then wait for itself to fill in. This is a problem that I had in the past, and it takes forever to finish a screenplay if you don't have it all laid out in front of you. And this is how a super successful screenwriter organizes his corkboard. So, I don't know, take that for what you will. I hope you find something that works for you. There's no right answer. And there you have it. I wanted to put this on my channel because I feel like it'd be useful for anybody out there who wants to start out screenwriting. And this corkboard is going to have a very central role in a lot of my videos coming up. And I wanted to show people where it came from and how it's going to be used. And yeah, that's all I have. All right, bye.